Welcome to the Rebuilt Man podcast. I'm your host and founder, Coach Frank Rich, and we have a very exciting episode on deck. If you're new to the show, welcome to our Q&A series where we bring on board our head coach inside the Rebuilt Man, Coach Arnold, and myself, and we unpack and answer your questions. So if you are a member within our community, make sure to drop your questions over to Arnold inside of school. If you are watching on YouTube, you can drop some questions down in the comment section here on YouTube. And if you're listening on the audio, send those questions to Frank at therebuiltman.com, and we'll make sure to queue those questions up in an upcoming episode. But these are direct questions from the audience, from the listeners, from the men inside our community. When Arnold and I will unpack and answer them. Arnold, my brother, welcome back to the show today.
Glad to be back.
You ready to help some men? You ready to give some value?
Yeah, it's always good to be here and to get some good questions and see what we can do to help chase away the fog. Because we had all these questions too, but we didn't find the answers, right? So it's good to have.
It took me years, and I'm still figuring some of them out today.
Well, we have one here. Came from inside the community too, and let's see how we can tackle this one. How long does it take for my brain to heal from porn? How long until my urges calm down, my brain fog lifts, and I feel normal again? Are we talking weeks, months, years? Very common question, I would say. We all wondered about this at some point.
Yeah. I've said this in the past before. I think you quit porn in a moment. I think there's a decision that is made that you ultimately step into a new life of freedom. But this question is more centered around the healing process. And I don't think it's a black and white answer. I think there's some gray elements, right? So I think what is more important here in answering this question is to give this person the path forward of what it's going to look like, but more importantly, how getting on the other side of it should look differently than what you're currently gone through, right? I think scientifically, right, if we think about the behavior component, right, or the wired habit of watching porn, I think we got to point to Dr. Carolyn Leaf's research in terms of rewiring habits. You know, there was an old belief years ago, if you do something consistently for 21 days, it becomes a habit. Her research kind of debunked that. It's actually 3 cycles of 21, which is how she describes a neurocycle. So it's a minimum of 63 days to hardwire a new behavior or a new habit. So minimum of 63 days in terms of healing the habitual behavior component of acting out with pornography. It doesn't mean it's always going to be 63 days, but it's going to be at a minimum for most people. You know, I think that there's other parts of this healing process. You know, one thing that we talked about this morning inside of the community was forgiveness, right? Forgiving ourselves of the guilt and shame and the negative identity that we've attached. That happens in a moment as well, right? Many young boys and men are traumatized from their first exposure, and that trauma lives in their physiology and it lives in their identity for years, decades. I've seen men go 2 years without porn because they didn't do the deeper inner work of actually forgiving themselves. They'll act out from a place of what feels like self-sabotage, like suddenly when things are going well, they got to bring their life back down to match their identity. That happens in a moment as well, though, right? So I think for this individual person, you know, we built a program. It originally started at 16 weeks. It then got packaged back down to 12 weeks. Because I think in a 12-week period, I think in a 90-day window, if you follow the structure, if you live in truth, if you walk in integrity, if you follow the discipline habits, if you do the necessary work of healing yourself, of forgiving yourself, you allow the neuroplasticity to act in creating new neural connections. I think that's a healthy window for most people. Now, I have seen guys that take a little bit longer. I've seen guys that are perhaps healed in a little bit window, shorter of a window. I'd say somewhere in the 8-week minimum, though, to see real healing in progress. Now, brain fog, I think, goes away after 30 days. I think focused productivity, I think that can happen after 30 days. But I think what this individual needs to understand is like on the other side of this, your day-to-day life should look significantly different than what it did before. And how do you know, right? You got to know the reasons why you look at porn. You got to understand the deeper lying triggers: stress, isolation, loneliness, rejection. Those things are still going to happen. You're still going to experience stress. You're still going to feel alone at times. You're still going to be rejected in particular areas of your life. If you respond differently in those situations, there's a sign that you are healed. But I'm curious what you kind of have to add.
I mean, it's a loaded question, like most questions, right? There's no single answer because it depends on every person, and it depends on, what I would look at, like three different things. One of them is, how long you've been addicted for. That plays a role. How frequently you use porn, because the fact is, if you look at it every day or you look at it once a week, there's gonna be a difference. And then what exactly are you doing to quit? These three things will kind of dictate, the answer, but there's no specific answer. And all of us try to do this and that, but ultimately those three things that will impact it the most. And then most guys, including us, we tried at first the white knuckling, right? That's just a losing battle because you're up against a 800-pound gorilla. Like, it's the subconscious versus the conscious. That's not even a battle. We know the differences. But really is, you have to follow a system like what we have. And that it boils down to two things, really: replacing the addiction with an alternative, healthier source of dopamine, which is what we do, the daily five. And like, because you have to have that replacement. You have to pick a better dopamine source than the artificial one. And then two, you do need to solve the issues that make you reach for the escape. Because a lot of the guys in the beginning, including us, we've done that. You stop consuming, the body gets cleansed, you don't have the physical cravings as much anymore, but then there's the emotional problem, and that gets triggered again, and you want to go back to it. So a lot of times we play this. These are the guys that relapse. They've been clean for a long time, and the body has lost the cravings. I'm good, I'm in the clear, I'm free. But then because you haven't addressed the underlying issue, life happens, something comes in front of you, and you become, again, you start suppressing the emotion, and then you go back. And that's what they don't understand. That's why it's so important to address those underlying emotional issues, the drivers of the behavior. So, and like you said, Frank, yeah, the timeline is different, but it's not long. It doesn't take as long as people think. What takes long is because people don't do the emotional work and they keep going back to it. But quitting can take in an instant. Like in 30 days, you're clean. But then what do you do to not go back to it? That's what really happens. We've all been clean many times, all of us. But then we pick it back up. And I always say there are two different aspects. One, there is a physical, like the body craving it. That's a physiological thing, like any other drug. There is a physiological dependency to it, where the body, when it doesn't get its fix, it's going to kick and scream like a baby, throw a tantrum once it's fixed. But you can solve that by just putting a distance between yourself and the addiction. That's solved. But then what needs to be solved is the emotional underlying issues, because that's going to be the one that bring you back to it, even though when the body's cleansed. Case in point, a lot of guys who like, drugs, they go to a rehab center where they don't take the drug for so long, and then the body completely is clean. They come back out, they relapse. Why? Because they never solved the real issue that got them to take the drug to begin with. And so yeah, timeline is almost irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's more about alignment. And alignment can happen the moment all these things align for you, it clicks. And then you just have to be conscious about these withdrawals that you will experience, and they will be directly proportionate to how long you've been using, right? It's going to be harder at first, but they will subside. All of them will subside. So I would say, the same time frame for me was like 30 days. You can already see a big difference, but about 90 days, you can really feel like you're coasting, like you see uh, the brain fog is lifted, everything, you can function normally. And there's no issue there. The problem again is addressing these underlying issues, because you get this sense of freedom and you are indeed free, but you will return if you do not check your reactions to stressful things, because that's what always brings us back. And then all of a sudden you start to question, was I really free? Yeah, you were. You just didn't solve the problem that created the addiction to begin with. So
Yeah,
that's why it's so
the
important.
rehab example I think is so important of a picture to paint, right? Because why did that happen? Because they got clean and free in a contained environment, but then they returned right back to the same environment that they were addicted before. I remember hearing this statistic that I think somewhere between, I think it was upwards of like 80% of US soldiers tried and used heroin during the Vietnam War. Like it was just readily accessible for them. And obviously they were managing and dealing with a lot of stress at the time. So like somewhere near 80% of them used it while fighting in the Vietnam War. Somewhere between like 40% of them would have described themselves when they returned home as like being addicted to the substance. But once they got back home, like the relapse rate was like under 2% because they got addicted in a very stressful environment of war and combat. Then they returned home to something that was new, that was like unfamiliar attached to that behavior. The relapse rate of like real rehab is like 80%. Like if you go into rehab and then you go back to your same type of environment, the probability of relapsing is like upwards of 80%. So here we're like a 2% with veterans and people that were addicted in a different country. And obviously everybody can't take this, and you can't just say, okay, I'm quitting porn, so I'm going to move to a new city, I'm going to get a new job. But it's important to understand that, like I said, your life must look different on the other side of this. Maybe it's your circle of friends, maybe it's your home environment, maybe it's your day-to-day habits and routines. If you try to quit porn and keep doing all the same things that you did while you were addicted to porn and just remove the behavior, which is what most men do, they try to cut out this behavior without changing anything else. And that's why I like that you said that there's three components, and the third one is like the work that's taking place. How surgical are you in your execution of transformation, right? If I break my leg, if I shatter my femur, right, and I just leave it be, the body has a natural process of healing. It will heal itself. It won't ever be the same, but it will heal. It'll take a very long time. It'll be very painful. I'll have a lot of struggles moving forward with that broken leg. Or I could see a surgeon, I could see a doctor, had them put some pins in it, had them do some healing, had them put a cast on it, and that healing will happen much, much quicker, and I'll come out on the other side. We need to be surgical in our execution of transformation, right? How, in the men that are more surgical, meaning they take this process very seriously, they treat it with 100% consistency. They look at their day, they look at from the minute they wake up to the minute they go to sleep, they alter their sleep environment, they alter their relationships, they alter their food intake, they alter what they're doing in terms of building a better vision for their lives. Those are the ones that come out on the other side much more free, and they shorten the window of transformation. So I think that there's a very, very important component of this.
It's important to rewire as it is to unwire. So you have to unwire the old behavior, but at the same time build better habits and have those healthy dopamine habits ready for you, so you can do the switch over properly and not slide back. Because if you're just stopping something without replacing it, you will eventually find yourself back into because it's already a well-worn path in the brain. It's a neural pathway. It's just easier. But if you start building something new, like our daily 5, right, in the program, that will start to, take over. And that's going to be the new way of being. And that's what will stop you eventually from returning to the old behavior, the old identity.
Yeah. And guys, if you're out there and you're sick and tired of trying this on your own and you've removed the behavior dozens of hundreds of times and you continue to relapse and you're looking for that framework, you're looking for that surgical execution of what do I need to do to get on the other side of this? For the first time ever, we've taken our entire 12-week program, the same program that has walked 1,800 other men through transformation in the last 6 years. We've packaged it all in a accessible book for everybody. One book, the entire 12 weeks, including the Daily Five, and every single assignment to walk you through this transformation process. It's readily available and accessible to every single person. If you visit the rebuiltman.com/porn free, you can pick up the book and get all the bonus programs, the 7-day reset, the Rebuilt by the Word Bible study, the daily meditations, all for a one-time low-cost fee of just $27. Visit the link down there below, the rebuiltman.com/porn free. But this is the blueprint, guys. If you're sick and tired of trying and failing and you've quit hundreds of times and you keep relapsing, chances are you're not doing the proper work and you don't have the system to walk you through this. So we like to extend that out to you guys to get today. Visit the rebuiltman.com/porn free. But as always, guys, if you have questions, drop them down in the comment section below. Email those questions over to frank@rebuiltrecovery.com. But Arnold, as always, man, I appreciate you showing up here today, bringing tremendous value and wisdom. Guys, Arnold is our head coach. He is a byproduct of this program. Less than 2 years ago, he was a man that had tried to quit hundreds of times, had successfully quit hundreds of times, but kept relapsing. So if you need some belief that it works, look at this handsome young gentleman on the screen right here, Coach Arnold. But guys, check out the book, therebuiltman.com/porn free. We'd love to see you guys inside. And as always, we love you guys. And we're grateful to serve you. So rate, review, subscribe, share this across the board with as many people as possible. We will see you in the next one.